familiar face. Would this possibly be CapLinked? I believe I have a CapLinked fellow with me. How are you, Eric?
I'm doing great. This is so much fun. Oh my goodness. I hope everyone that's listening will make it here next time that there's one of these, because it's just incredible tonight. If you don't believe there's a startup scene here in LA, hey, there's proof to the contrary, right, Amanda?
I mean, so many people down there. It's like, you know, you have to really shove your way through the crowd, and being 5'2", 1.5, it can be kind of scary when there are that many people.
It's actually a great mixer. We've got a lot of entrepreneurs doing interesting things. There's a lot of investors that are down there too. And you know, I've met a lot of people with a lot of energy and great ideas. So if you don't think LA has entrepreneurship in this town, I beg to differ. And my hoarse voice, after talking with people all night.
You sound like me after I've been at a conference all day.
I probably sound like I have a little more gravitas than I did in our talk last week, right? So,
for those of you who might not have seen, we had Eric on with CapLinked last week on TechZulu Live, and we promised that we would see him here again, and we hold to our promises. And you know, how has the reception been to CapLinked here? Maybe tell people really briefly what it is.
Sure, yeah, the reception's been great. So CapLinked is a collaborative network. It lets private companies and investors raise capital and also do investor relations after the capital's been raised. So the phenomenal reaction is it's really intense. People are excited about having a tool to actually let them go out and raise money. It's hard. When you're an entrepreneur and you're getting started out, it's hard to raise money. There's a lot of services out there that'll promise you access to investors if you pay them. And you know, I'm going to take a page out of Jason Calacanis' book. I think it should be free to reach out to investors. And so what we've done is build a collaborative network that lets you use the social graph, get referrals, and let people forward your deal along to other people that might be interested, so that you can raise capital through the most valuable asset of all, and that's your network.
I have to agree with you with Jason. I mean, Jason Calacanis really changed the model when he put his foot down and said you shouldn't have to pay, and he started Open Angel Forum. Right. And that just happened again this week. Right.
Yeah, and you know, a hat tip to him and everyone else that's involved with that effort, because I think it is important that the access to capital not be restricted for entrepreneurs, especially now with credit so tight. If you're not getting some sort of investment from either angels, friends and family, some form of informal investment, it's very hard to get up and running. You can't run up those big credit card bills like people used to in prior decades. It's not going to happen.
I am seeing so many amazing faces off camera that I'm going to drag over here momentarily, including yours, which is why we had to pull you over. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. So, let's look at the product itself. You can upload all of the proper documents, presentations, that sort of thing as well, so it makes it a lot easier just to have a nice, pretty package of everything you need for the investor.
Right, yeah, so if you're an entrepreneur, we give you a form that walks you through the way to create a professional-looking one-pager. Yep. Then you can upload your term sheet, your projections, your slide deck, any business plan, anything else that you want to have associated with that. And then you can forward it out to anyone that you know. So we let you use your social graph. This is not crowdsourced. This is not broadcast on Twitter. And you're not paying to have something sit around passively. You're sending it to people so they get a notice. People click on the email, the link in the email, and it actually is easy as Dropbox. Just boom, the files are right there for them. They don't have to create an account or anything else. And then here's the kicker that I really like. You as the entrepreneur, you can see who's logged in. You can keep track of everyone.
I don't think we talked about that on the show.
No, so that's actually a new little surprise. You're the first person to know that.
You heard it first on TechZulu Live.
So you can actually track who's logged in. You can see if they've looked at your documents or not. That's there. And if they forward your deal onto someone else, you can see how that relationship was struck. So I could see that Amanda forwarded a deal on to someone else. Yeah. I would know. I could call you up and say, hey, who's that person you sent that to? Can you tell me a little bit more? Yeah. So really, we're kind of getting rid of crowdsourcing. This is friend sourcing. Right. And we're letting you use the social graph to raise capital, but we're also letting you as an entrepreneur control it. Now, but the flip side of it is, if you're an investor, you can have all your deal flow in one place, have all the documents in one place to make that process that much easier. And when you invest in companies, you can track all of them there as well. So after the deal is closed, you set up your company profile, You keep your investors updated. They have a dashboard there. You can do messaging. You can do status updates.
Your relationship management right there.
The whole deal.
So it's not just about getting the money, but it's what happens after.
Exactly, and I think entrepreneurs are too quick to forget that they look at a capital raise as something discrete, finite, and it ends. In fact, the real work begins then. The relationship has to be maintained. So we're looking at this as both ends of the stick. We want you to be able to do the entire process there. And honestly, once you close and you go through that process of all the paperwork, let that paperwork live in a collaborative environment where all your investors can always update it there. They can keep their whole portfolio. It just makes it a lot easier for them. Trust me, they're going to love it, and it's going to help you raise capital too.
So, well, it's been great having you here to see you yet again here at StartupDemo. People, whether you're an investor, like there are tons of them back here, if you're an investor, or if you're a startup and you're looking for money, like a lot of them have been talking to us here tonight already, where do they find you?
Well, the best place is just to go to CapLinked.com. That's CapLinked.com. You can also follow me on Twitter. I'm Eric M. Jackson on Twitter, and I do respond as much as I can to any tweets that come to me.
And they can always tweet to TechZulu Live, hashtag TZ Live, if they have questions for you.
Absolutely, please do. And then we're getting ready to send out our last round of beta invites, so if you're interested in trying out the beta product, get to CapLinked.com and sign up, and we'll get out some more beta invites in another week or two.
Well, thanks so much. Definitely going to look forward to hanging out with you again. Eric Jackson, everybody with CapLinked. See you again soon.